So I've been using an Apple Watch Ultra ever since its original release over 1000 days ago back in 2022. I've since upgraded to the Apple Watch Ultra 2 in 2023 and even used both colors in 2024, natural and black. And today I want to share and recap my experience using the Apple Watch Ultra, sharing both the good as well as the bad to ultimately help you decide if the Apple Watch Ultra is right for you. Okay, let's start with long-term durability. One of the appeals of the Apple Watch Ultra is its rugged design, so how's it held up over the years? Well, for me, my Apple Watch Ultra 2 has held up exceptionally well, just like my previous Apple Watch Ultra 1. The aerospace-grade titanium frame has no major scratches or dents, even after 2 years of use. I just find a few small marks around the watch case, like by the edges of the screen from the occasional knock against a desk or a door or something like that. And well, the sapphire crystal has held up even better, showing zero, and I mean zero scratches, much better than the regular Apple Watch Series 10, 9, or 8 for example, which due to having normal glass displays started to already show scratches after just 4 months of normal use. Overall, I am impressed with the durability of the Apple Watch Ultra, but I am less pleased with the bands. When you buy your Apple Watch Ultra, Apple offer a range of bands to choose from. I've mostly used the Alpine Loop, which is also what's on my watch right now. I've had this band in orange, dark green, and then most recently in olive. On their own, these bands from Apple cost $99 or £99, and for that price, I am not happy with the quality. Have a look. This here is my dark green Alpine Loop band after just 9 months of daily wear, so less than a year. The fabric is already starting to fray and threads are coming apart in multiple places. It is even showing signs of discoloring. I don't even have my orange band anymore, as that got worn down to a point where I didn't feel confident it would hold my $800 Apple Watch Ultra. And now my most recent Alpine Loop band in the olive color is holding up well so far, but it's already starting to show some signs of wear. Plus, I've only used this band for around 3 or 4 months total, and this for $100 I think is not good. Of course, the Alpine Loop is just one of the bands that Apple sell for the Ultra. There's also the Trail Loop, which I purchased with my black Ultra 2, but the feel and quality of this band is remarkably similar to that of the Alpine Loop. You can also go for the titanium Milanese loop, which does appear to be more durable, but this band costs $200 on its own, which is not far from the price of a brand new Apple Watch SE. The moral of the story is the Apple Watch Ultra itself is very durable, but many of the first-party bands that Apple sell much less so. My advice would be to find a good third-party band online for a better price that is made of a tougher material, like for example rubber or metal. I'll be sure to leave some suggestions in the video description below, along with the purchase links to the Apple Watch Ultra. But let me know in the comments, do you have an Apple Watch on your wrist? And if so, what model? Or are you thinking of getting your first? And if you are enjoying this video so far, a like and a sub would be amazing. So should you buy the Apple Watch Ultra? Well, in the comment section on many of my previous Apple Watch videos, I often get asked which Apple Watch you should buy. To answer this, as someone who has extensively used all Apple Watch models, let me share specifically how the Ultra compares to the Series 10, both where the Ultra stands out and the areas where the two are similar. One of the key areas where the Ultra stands apart from any other Apple Watch is in its battery life. The Apple Watch Ultra 2 consistently lasts me 2 full days. I charge this watch every other day, unlike the Apple Watch Series 10 or the SE, which both need to be charged at the end of each day. And this makes traveling with the Ultra a lot more convenient. On short trips, I don't need to bring a charger, and on long days with say lots of maps use, workout tracking, etc., the Ultra has never run out of battery in a single day. It is just so nice that with the Apple Watch Ultra, you just don't need to think about battery life. On top of that, the large 49mm display is bigger than on any other Apple Watch, and this means text is easier to read, you see more on screen at a time, so also less scrolling. You can see more roads in maps, buttons and menus and apps are larger, the display is brighter too, at up to 3000 nits versus 2000 on the Series 10, and side by side both are very bright, but in the sun the Ultra 2 is more visible, and all of this combined makes the Ultra even more comfortable to use. Now, if you've watched my channel for some time, you'll know that I typically use the smaller size Apple Watch. However, for the Ultra, I make an exception. This watch's design is not meant to be sleek or sophisticated like the Series 10. Instead, it is tactical. It is a piece of gear that demands presence. Speaking of design, of course, this rugged adventure style ready design is unique to the Ultra. The tough titanium watch case and flat sapphire display are very durable, as we talked about earlier, and also much more durable than the regular Series 10. And with this more durable design, the Ultra 2 is also better protected from the elements. For example, it can withstand pressures down to 100 meters with scuba diving support up to 40 meters, so much more than the Series 10's 6 meters. Now, as a tech content creator, extreme sports are normally speaking not on my calendar. But for those who do regularly partake in mountain climbing, off-grid hikes, camping, or deep water diving, the Ultra does have some special features geared towards those use cases. Like a built-in 86 decibel siren in case you get lost or need help, you get dual frequency GPS for enhanced location accuracy even when you're off the grid. You also get enhanced microphones to pick up your voice even in extreme weather, and there's a really cool modular watch face with a neat night mode. So all of this sounds really good, and it is. But to be fair, I do also want to highlight where the Ultra 2 is similar to the regular Series 10. For example, many of the day-to-day things I use my Apple Watch for most can be done on the Series 10 as well, like scrolling through notifications with double tap, sending messages with the on-screen keyboard, tracking workouts, and filling my activity rings, as well as monitoring my heart health. You also get ecosystem integration, like being able to unlock my Mac with my watch, listen to music with my AirPods, and Apple Pay is just amazing on the wrist to instantly tap to pay. And like the Ultra, the Series 10 also has emergency SOS features like, for example, fall and crash detection. And as a long-term Apple Watch user, these are the features that I use most on a regular basis. Not extreme sports, instead for the day-to-day experience in which wearing an Apple Watch contributes to my life, making me a little bit healthier, adding some convenience, and helping me stay connected with friends and family. And yes, many of these features are available on the more affordable Apple Watch Series 10 too. But after using both the Series 10 as well as the Ultra, these normal day-to-day Apple Watch features are just made even better on the Ultra. Thanks to its larger and brighter display, 2+ day battery life, and durable design that will last. And these unique strengths that you get with the Ultra 2 do not just apply to the extreme use cases, but transcend and make a real difference even to the more common day-to-day tasks. The Apple Watch Ultra really is the ultimate Apple Watch. And if that is what you're looking for, the Apple Watch Ultra will not disappoint. Just remember to get a good third-party band to pair with your Ultra. One last important piece of advice: if today you want to buy an Apple Watch Ultra, be sure to wait till after the end of September 2025, as it looks like Apple will be set to release an Apple Watch Ultra 3 at around this time, which will likely come with some minor upgrades which you may or may not want. But this also means that the current Apple Watch Ultra 2 will drop in price, so you'll often find it on third-party sites like, for example, Amazon, and get a better deal. And there you have it. That is my experience after 1,000+ days with the Apple Watch Ultra, and some thoughts on how it compares to the rest of the Apple Watch line, namely the Series 10. Let me know if you have any questions at all. As always, I will leave the purchase links down in the description. And if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend you check out my Apple Watch Series 10 First Things to Do video, much of which also applies to the Ultra 2 to get the most out of this watch. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.